Class 12th. Today we will study the new topic, that is osmotic pressure, in your chapter solutions. And if you remember that we are working on the colligative property, so osmotic pressure is also one of the colligative property. But before studying osmotic pressure, we will focus on the process of osmosis. I am not asking you the definition, or I am not asking you that you should learn the definition over here, but I am just asking you that focus on this concept, that what is osmosis. So I am making a diagram for it. Now just focus on the diagram of osmosis. You will see that I am keeping a semi-permeable membranes. You know that we used to separate the flow of solvent particles, and we always keep the semi-permeable membranes over here, right? So what happened this is a semi-permeable membrane which is separating the solution and a pure solvent. And you know that osmosis, if you remember, that the flow of solvent particle from a less concentrated solution to a higher concentration, matlab low to high, you have to see the movement. So you see I have made the diagrams over here. Just now when we are putting a semi permeable membrane, this side the pure solvent is there, this side the solution is there. But after some times when the osmosis process will start, then the flow of solvent particles will move from low concentration area to from the less concentrated solution to a higher concentrated solution. So you are just moving only, do you remember now, the solvent particles will move from the solution, and it will reaches to this part of the solution, and you'll see the level of the solution will rise up. Fine, due to the net flow of solvent is moving from this side to this side. So basically you are using a semi-permeable membranes, and the semi-permeable membranes you can make a chemical semi-permeable membranes like cellophane, or freshly prepared inorganic substances like of copper, ferrocyanide can be used, silicates of iron can be used, cobalt, nickel, etc. And these are certain chemical semi-permeable membranes or artificial semi-permeable membranes which you can use. So this way you can have a look, and it can be, this process of osmosis can be stopped, it can be reversed, and it basically takes place in the solution only. This you have to keep it in mind. So I am not asking you to explain me all these things, I am just giving you a general idea of osmosis. Then only we'll see the osmotic pressure. Now suppose, now I want that the solvent particle should not move from this part to this part, because we have seen low to high you are moving your flow of the solvent particles from lower concentration. Over here their concentration is lower, over here it's higher concentration. So solvent particles are moving from lower concentration to higher concentration. Now I want that this process should you can see the basically want to stop this process. So for that I need a pressure. So what I am putting, I am just putting a hydrostatic pressure. What type of pressure I am putting? Hydrostatic pressure should be developed to stop this process. So where I should put, this side or this side? I should put this side. Over here, because over here there is a concentration is higher, so I'll put a pressure over here. So this particular pressure, when it's been passed through it, then this process of osmosis will stop. So osmotic pressure of a solution at a particular temperature is also defined as a hydrostatic pressure, which build up when the solution is separated from the solvents by a semi-permeable membranes, and which is just sufficient to stop the process of osmosis. So from here you are applying a hydrostatic pressure, that is the external pressure, and this pressure is helpful to stop the osmosis. Now there will be no movement of the particles of solvent takes place from lower concentration area to higher concentration area. This thing you have to remember. So this is your osmotic pressure, यानी वो प्रेशर जो आपकी ऑस्मोसिस की प्रोसेस को स्टॉप कर दे, और पार्टिकल्स जो अभी तक आपके सॉल्वेंट पार्टिकल्स मूव कर रहे थे लोअर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन से हायर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन तक, उनको वो रोक देता है. दैट प्रेशर इज़ योर हाइड्रोस्टैटिक प्रेशर. उसी प्रेशर को हम ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर कहते हैं. आई थिंक दिस मच इज़ क्लियर टू यू. सो प्लीज़ लर्न द डेफिनेशन ऑफ ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर ओवर हियर. बेसिकली एक साइंटिस्ट थे जिनने ये डिटरमाइन करा था, और हम उनका मेथड पढ़ेंगे नहीं, बिकॉज मेथड इज़ भी नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू द नेम, ब्राकलीज एंड हार्टलेस मेथड, उनने अपना एक एक्सपेरिमेंट जनरेट करा था इस चीज़ को मेजर करने के लिए, जो हाइड्रोस्टैटिक प्रेशर था आपका, बेसिकली जो ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर को मेजर करने के लिए एक पर्टिकुलर सोल्यूशन पर. Now if we focus on the laws of osmotic pressures, first of all we have to follow up this thing. Suppose I am taking a very dilute solution, so in that case the particles of the solute, so very dilute में मतलब क्या हो गया कि solute is less and solvent part is more. So these solute, ये particles क्या हैं आपके solute particles हैं. तो these solute particles moves like a gaseous particles and they shows just all the behaviors as gases. ये बहुत डाइल्यूट अगर आप सोल्यूशन लेंगे तो सॉलिड पार्टिकल्स जो होंगे उसमें वो गैस की तरह बिहेव करेंगे, गैस की पार्टिकल्स की तरह बिहेव करेंगे. और जैसे हम गैस के लॉज अप्लाई करते हैं, आप इन सॉलिड पार्टिकल्स पर भी यू कैन अप्लाई द सेम गैशियस लॉ. सो यू नो दैट बॉयल्स लॉ इज़ देयर, चार्ल्स लॉ इज़ देयर, so that we'll focus on it, but it is in a very different concept, or we'll relate it with the Venthoff laws. Now the first law we are seeing Boyle's-Venthoff factors, which says osmotic pressure of a dilute solution is directly proportional to its concentration provided temperature remains constant. Means temperature remaining constant, the osmotic pressure is directly proportional to the concentration of the solution. So over here osmotic pressure, you remember it's been written in this pi form, right? So you can make a pi over here and और ये इसको relate करेंगे osmotic pressure, and that is directly proportional to the concentration of the solution when your temperature remains constant. This is the definition which is saying. So when you are this thing divided by C, it will give you a constant, and this constant is what? When temperature remains constant, right? This thing you should know. Now this particular C is basically is always related to your, you should remember it is 1 upon V. So means 1 mole of solute, it is dissolved in V liters of the solution. That we have to keep it in mind. So 1 moles of solute is dissolved in V liters. V is related to your volumes, liters of the solution. So we can write down in this manner. Now you can put this value over here in this formula also, in the first formula, where pi in place of C you can put 1 upon V. So this formula can also be there. In place of that you get a constant over here at constant temperature. So this way you get an idea of this thing. So this is one of the formula for your osmotic pressure, right? Now we have the next scenario, Charles-Venthoff laws, because it follows गैस की तरह बिहेव कर रहे हैं पार्टिकल्स, तो चार्ल्स लॉ भी फॉलो अप करेंगे. So the osmotic pressure of a dilute solution is directly proportional to the absolute temperature if concentration of the solution is kept constant, है ना. So in that case अगर आप Venthoff according to Charles Venthoff लॉ के हिसाब से आप रिलेट करेंगे तो क्या वो बोल रहा है कि ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर इज़ डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू टेम्परेचर व्हेन योर concentration at constant concentration. ठीक है, this thing. So what we can get that your, so you can remove this directly proportional sign from here, and you can get a point here, that is your pi upon t is equals to a constant. This thing you can have a point that how it's been there. Now let's focus on this part, that this is another way of representing a relationship between the osmotic pressure and temperature. But if you combine all these things with Venthoff theory of dilute solution, then you can easily merge these two things. आप करते थे ना गैस इक्वेशन, आप क्या करते थे, बॉयल्स लॉ और चार्ल्स लॉ को मर्ज करके गैस इक्वेशन निकाल देते थे. तो ये बिल्कुल उसी से रिलेटेड अब कर रही है कि यू आर Venthoff थ्योरी ऑफ डाइल्यूट सोल्यूशन में आपने उन दोनों को कंबाइंड कर लिया. जैसे अपना जो दोनों आपके लॉज हैं उन दोनों को आप कैलकुलेट मतलब ऐड ऑन कर दें, जैसे अकॉर्डिंग टू बॉयल्स लॉ, बॉयल्स वेंट ऑफ लॉ, ये थर्ड पॉइंट है आपका। क्या बता रहा था, पाई वॉज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू सी, टेम्परेचर वॉज कांस्टेंट, ठीक है। अकॉर्डिंग टू चार्ल्स वेंट ऑफ, वो क्या इंडिकेट कर रहा है, फाई इज़ रिलेटेड टू योर टी, और इसमें कांस्टेंट क्या होगा, कॉन्सेंट्रेशन इज़ कांस्टेंट। बस आप इक्वेशन, आप इनको दोनों इक्वेशन को जब आप कंबाइंड, अब आप टू इक्वेशन, ठीक है, तो पाई की जगह आप इनको कंबाइन करेंगे तो डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल सी टी हो जाएगा। इवन इफ़ यू रिमूव दिस डायरेक्ट प्रोपोर्शन से यू गेट इक्वल, एंड इन प्लेस ऑफ दैट यू कैन पुट अ कांस्टेंट दैट इज सी आर टी, ठीक है। सी आर टी आप लिख सकते हैं। अब यहाँ से आप कुछ चीज़ें लिख सकते हैं, जैसे आप बहुत सी चीज़ें ला सकते हैं, ठीक है। सी जो है वो आपका कॉन्सेंट्रेशन है, आपको मालूम है 1 आप वी भी लिख सकते हैं, ठीक है। लेकिन अगर सी को आप नंबर ऑफ मोल्स के टर्म पे रिलेट अप कर दें, जैसे आप इसको एन अपॉन वी के टर्म में कर लेंगे, ठीक है, तो एन क्या हो जाएगा, जैसे सपोज़ करो मैंने इसको एन मान लिया, तो एन बेसिकली मैं अपना मानूंगी वेर सी इज़ द, अब चेंज हो जाएगा, नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ सॉल्यूट एन पर यूनिट वॉल्यूम ऑफ सॉल्यूशन। तो आप इसकी जगह ये भी लिख सकते हैं, पाई इज इक्वल्स टू एन आर टी अपॉन वी, राइट। दिस थिंग ऑल्सो यू कैन राइट, पाई इज इक्वल्स टू एन अपॉन वी आर टी, तो ये भी हो जाएगा एन वी इज इक्वल्स टू, सॉरी, पाई वी एन आर टी। दिस फॉर्मूला ऑल्सो you can use. So we have got different, for this formula is there, this formula is there, तो different ways we can elaborate in more form. पाई वी, अब ये वेट अपॉन मॉलिकुलर वेट, एन की वैल्यू लिख सकते हैं ना, तो आपके पास ये 1 2 3 फॉर्मूलेस आ गए जिससे आप ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर्स को ईजिली। R is your proportionality constant, its value is being given. This is always given in the question paper on the front page of it. Sometimes if it is not given, then they are writing just near to your question whenever they are asking, and still if it is not given, then please try to learn these values so that you can depute this particular value. And you should know the temperature should be in kelvins, pi is osmotic pressure, W is the weight of the solute which you will use, M will be the molecular mass of the solute. So this is the different abbreviations which you can use, right? Now we focus on the isotonic solutions, because numericals is been asked on isotonic solutions. The solutions that have same osmotic pressure at constant temperature is known as your isotonic solution. So what I have said, that solutions having same osmotic pressure at a particular temperature is known as your isotonic solution. Now why they have the same osmotic pressure, that you should understand, because these two solutions, they are solutions is being separated by, it's not that they are solvent, and I'm not saying that, I'm saying two solutions. So this will be also a solution, this is A suppose and this is B, though there are two solutions, and these two solutions are separated by your semi permeable membranes. So over here there will be no osmosis will takes place, that you have to keep it in mind on either side, because there no osmosis will occur because of this membrane, there is no net flow of water on either sides will takes place. So that particular solution is what, isotonic solution. So you are getting my point, what I want to say. So this way you can see. Now suppose if you are talking about both the solutions are there, you remember your formula, pi v is equals to W upon M R T, right? So this thing can be changed, because two solutions have different osmotic pressures, both will have different weights, different molecular masses, because you don't know what is the solution is being made up of, which solute, which solvent, right? R and T, because whatever the temperature you are using, the for both the solution temperature is same. Suppose if we are taking in the room temperature, we are doing experiment in the room temperature 25, for this one is also 25, for this one is also 25. This is the constant, it is constant for both, and किसी को भी ले लो, you have the same things. So this is for the first solution which I am taking A को consider कर लो 1, B को consider कर लो 2. This is for 2, you can make it like this. Now this is equation 1, and this is, what does it means? That these two values are same, means osmotic pressures दोनों के same है, both have the same value, so you can put it over here in this part. So when you just do it, then you will have a very different form. Let's focus on it. Now this solution can be pi 1 is equals to pi 2, na? Osmotic solution, osmotic pressure of first solution equals to the osmotic pressure of the second solution. So we can make it like this: W1 RT M1 into V1. We can write it W2 M2 RT and V2. These are same, so you can ignore it. So W1 M1 V1 is equals to W2 M2 V2. You can do it in this manner, so you will get this formula, right? You have this formula, you have this thing, you have this thing. So whatever is being asked, that you have to see that this is in this manner. Then you can also focus on other things also. This above formula, the formula which we have deduced was this. You know, this formula we have deduced just now. So you know that W1 M1 is equals to weight upon molecular weight is equals to this thing. It can be written in this manner also, you know. Even you can write down in this manner. It is your choice, whatever you want to do. So this way also you can make it in this thing. And you also remember that C1 is equals to C2. These are your molar concentration. Okay, that thing also you have to keep it in mind. Children, focus on this note that when we mix two solutions and calculate the resulting osmotic pressure, we take the total volumes while calculating the osmotic pressures of each solution separately. This thing you have to keep it in mind. Now you come across with two terms in your books is been given: hypertonic, and other is your hypotonic solutions. So these types of two solutions are there. So please learn the definition of it. I am just telling you about the hypertonic. Hyper means ज़्यादा, ठीक है. The solution will have more osmotic pressure than the other. जैसे अगर हमारे पास दो solution है A and B, अगर इसका osmotic pressure मानने की बात है, अगर हम कह रहे हैं कि A का osmotic pressure more है B से, इट्स मीन ए क्या हो गया आपका हाइपरटोनिक सोल्यूशन. और अगर हम कह रहे हैं कि बी का सोल्यूशन उस सोल्यूशन का ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर लेस है देन द ए, इट्स मीन ये सोल्यूशन कैसा हो जाएगा आपका हाइपोटोनिक सोल्यूशन. ठीक है. सो दिस इज द केस, मीन्स अ सोल्यूशन हैविंग मोर ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर देन द अदर सोल्यूशन, दैट सोल्यूशन इज नोन एज हाइपोटोनिक. इफ इट हैज़ लेस देन इट इज़ योर हाइपोटोनिक सोल्यूशन. इट्स ओके विथ यू, दैट इज़ द केस. क्योंकि थ्री कैटेगरीज आई ना, एक जगह हमारा ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर इक्वल रहा, एक जगह हमारा मोर रहा, एक जगह हमारा लेस रहा, है ना. जहाँ पर हमारा इक्वल रहा उस सोल्यूशन को भी कॉल्ड एज योर आइसोटोनिक सोल्यूशन, राइट. जहाँ पे ज़्यादा रहा उधर आपने कह दिया हाइपरटोनिक सोल्यूशन, जहाँ कम रहा दैट वाज हाइपोटोनिक सोल्यूशन. सो दिस वाज अ केस of three types of solutions. Now we have covered this thing. There is one term is been there, reverse osmosis also. So then let's focus on that also. Reverse osmosis. This is when a pressure is higher than the osmotic pressure is applied to a solution. द सॉल्वेंट, अब आपने देखा, एक इसको बता दें थोड़ा सा, लेट्स फोकस ऑन द डायग्राम. यू वर सीइंग ओवर हियर दैट इट वाज अ सॉल्वेंट and this was a solution, and they were separated by a semi permeable membranes, right? And we have seen that in the osmosis process the particles of the solvent were moving from a lower concentration to higher concentration. This is a solution and its concentration was more, है ना? Suppose करो this is A and B. So A B's concentration, we are talking in terms of concentrations, ठीक है? So B's concentration was more. So the particles of the solvent particles were moving from A to B. So particles of solvent were moving from A to B. ठीक है, A से वो B की तरफ जा रहे थे, मीन्स A का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन लो रहा और B का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन हाई रहा. ये ऑस्मोसिस हमने देखा. अब हमने क्या करा, एक हाइड्रोस्टैटिक प्रेशर इस पे लगा दिया और इस प्रोसेस को रोक दिया कि अब कोई इधर उधर मूवमेंट ना हो किसी भी पार्टिकल्स का, सॉल्वेंट पार्टिकल्स का, ठीक है. तो दैट वाज योर ऑस्मोसिस. अब रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस क्या हो जाता है कि बेसिकली आप ऐसा प्रेशर लगाइए कि प्रेशर दैट शुड बी हायर देन द ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर इज़ अप्लाइड टू द सोल्यूशन. द सॉल्वेंट फ्रॉम द सोल्यूशन स्टार्ट्स फॉलोइंग टूवर्ड्स द प्योर सॉल्वेंट. अब यहाँ खेल है उल्टा. कंडीशन क्या हुई, अब आपको ऐसा प्रेशर लगाना है, सपोज़ करो आप ऐसा प्रेशर, इसमें जो भी आपका इस जगह आपका कौन सा प्रेशर लगा, ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर. अब आप चाहते हैं कि रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस होना है. कायदा क्या कहे कि यहाँ से यहाँ मूव करने लग जाए, मतलब इसके जो सॉल्वेंट पार्टिकल्स हैं वो सोल्यूशन पे आ जाए. तो आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, ये उल्टी कहानी भाई. कहानी तो यही होती है ना, लो टू हाई मूव करा रहे हैं हम, लो टू हाई. और अब आप चाह रहे हैं कि हाई टू लो मूवमेंट हो जाए. किसका मूवमेंट हो जाए, पार्टिकल्स ऑफ सॉल्वेंट, not the solute, because we are focusing on osmosis about the particles of solvent, not the solute. So the particles of the solvent is moving from the solution towards the solvent part. उस समय जो प्रेशर आपको लगाना है वो ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर से ज़्यादा होना चाहिए, तभी तो वो पार्टिकल्स मूव करेंगे इस जगह से इस जगह. तो उसी प्रोसेस को आप क्या कहते हैं, रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस. जैसे आप जो आरओ प्लांट वगैरह देखते हैं, जो सी वाटर का प्योरीफिकेशन है, वो सारा आपका ये रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस पे ही बेस्ड है, उसी प्रोसेस पे बेस्ड है, ठीक है. तो दैट इज़ द पॉइंट. आप करते हो ना, गंदा पानी डालते हो, उस गंदे पानी में से आप साफ़ पानी निकाल रहे हो, तो आप क्या कर रहे हो, आप एक प्रेशर उस पर जनरेट कर रहे हो और ऑस्मोटिक का प्रेशर से ज़्यादा प्रेशर आप दे रहे हो, जिसकी वजह से जो पार्टिकल्स हैं सॉल्वेंट पार्टिकल्स वो उसमें से निकल के आ जा रहे हैं और सॉल्यूट और जो गंदगी है वहीं रह जा रही है. तो दैट इज़ योर रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस. सो यू आर गेटिंग माई पॉइंट. व्हेन अ प्रेशर higher than the osmotic pressure is applied to the solution, the solvent from the solution starts flowing towards the pure solvent. So over here यहाँ प्योर भी solution है तो solute भी और solvent भी. solvent particles क्या करेंगे, higher concentration से low concentration की तरफ move करने लगेंगे, वही आपकी reverse, that will be your reverse osmosis. तो जो भी water आप ROs वगैरह यूज़ करते हैं उसमें यही theory applied होती है reverse osmosis की. अगर reasoning आ जाती है तो, या दो तीन चीज़ें हैं, एक और होता है डीसैलिनेशन ऑफ सी. जो सी वाटर होता है ना, उसको हम इसी थ्योरी से प्योरीफाई करते हैं, ठीक है. दिस थिंग यू हैव टू रिमेंबर. It's, I think this is clear to you. So we have covered the osmotic pressures, we have covered different type of solutions having different osmotic pressure, we have focused on the reverse osmosis, the theory and the derivation portion we have covered.